And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for this segment. Today's segment's going to be dealing with something called Buy and Nigh. And we have with us today Kevin Hickey, and you're representing who?
I represent our homeownership programs called Home at Last is our legacy program, and then we have our new program Buy and Nigh that is exclusively for Nye County.
And you would have seen that in the Pahrump Valley Times this past in June as Buy and Nigh, and it was very colorful, and it explained a little bit about the program, and it dealt with something that our commissioners did.
Yep. So the program is funded through the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA funds.
Yes.
And the money came from the federal government to the state, and then it was divvied up different ways. Some of it specifically for homeownership programs through the state, and then other funds were sent directly to the counties to use how they wanted to. And fortunately for us and for the residents of Nye County, the commissioners here set aside $400,000 of their allocated ARPA funds for this homeownership program. So we partnered with the county and the commissioners to bring this program to Nye County residents.
So we have the type of people in Nye County that can make use of this, because I see the money's allotted. The Pahrump gets 76 for the different properties out of this fund. Tonopah gets 2, Beatty gets 1.
Well, I think that's the current properties that are available for sale. So it's really any property in Nye County that fits the requirements. It's not specifically allocated by area.
I misspoke, but that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the only things that are available are those.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that, if you would, please.
So the program it's a great opportunity for first-time home buyers. A caveat there, first-time home buyer doesn't mean you've never owned before. It just means you haven't owned in the previous 3 years. So if you haven't owned a home in the previous 3 years, you may qualify for this program. And it provides down payment assistance to help you purchase the home. And we have a huge, big announcement, or news-wise, in terms of the program, and that is effective August 1st. We're increasing the down payment assistance amount. We have 2 options. The new option for the top will be $30,000, and the second option will be $15,000. Both of those come with an interest rate that's below market, and the $15,000 option is significantly below market, meaning you'll pay a lower interest rate on that loan to get that down payment assistance, which is pretty phenomenal.
Yes. So I consider myself a last-time home buyer because I think I've gone through 6 homes. Going through the process. This last one, I did real good because the mortgage rates were going up at the time.
Yeah.
If I had skin under my teeth, that's how I got it, through the skin of my teeth.
Right.
But I'm real happy with the outcome. And but if I had not been in that position with good credit rating and the ability to have a home that was worth a lot of money, I would definitely need something like this to give me a boost.
And one of the benefits to the program, beside the down payment assistance and the lower interest rate, is that our program has a minimum credit score of 640. So it opens the door to folks who might have a credit score down around there. Mm-hmm. And as you may know, the lower your score, the higher the interest rate you're going to pay, typically on a typical mortgage. And in our program, the interest rate does not change based on your credit score. As long as you meet the minimum 640,
oh, really? Okay.
You'll pay the same interest rate as somebody who has an 800 credit score. Okay. So it not only provides access to that down payment assistance, but also affordable credit. So you're not penalized if you do have a score that's below 700.
Okay, so who's going to be looking at these here? Since it's not me, who's the person that's going to be looking at this? Somebody that'd be working at a middle-of-the-road job, middle-aged, younger?
Yeah, it really does depend. We do see a lot of seniors coming to the program who've never owned a home. It helps them get into the home ownership. It helps first-time buyers, maybe young families that are coming up and wanting to purchase their first home. There's a lot of flexibility with the program in terms of what you can buy. It allows a purchase price up to $647,000. So that gives a big wide window there. And then the income limit for the program is based on how many folks are in the house, and it's on a scale determined by what's called 300% of federal poverty guidelines. So for a single person, the income limit is just over $43,000. But when you get to a household size of 4 or more, you're looking at $90,000 plus. And so for every additional person in the home, the income limit goes up by $15,420. So, for a typical family, there's plenty of opportunity there, income limit-wise. Purchase price-wise, there's a lot of opportunity there too. So the program's designed to fit as many borrowers as possible, because we really want these funds to be used because they're allocated by the federal government through the state, and in this case through the county. There's a timeline. We only have so long to use these funds. So we wanted to make the program as usable as possible.
What was the timeline?
So the Buy and Nye program, the loans have to be what we call reserved or locked by the loan officer by November 28th of this year. So, the program came out last December, so just about a year to use the funds. And it's been successful so far. And that's one reason why we want to increase the funds to help even more people get into a home and not leave any of those funds left on the table when that timeline ends.
And who do the folks here contact to see the banking people?
So any approved lender within the Nevada Rural Housing Program. And it doesn't have to be someone that's local, though we do have local loan officers here in town that are a resource. But in Nevada, loan officers that are licensed in the state can operate anywhere in the state. So we have several loan officers in Las Vegas that are very active in Pahrump that come out here several times a month. And then, like I said, there's local lenders here as well. On our website, homeatlastnv.org is a lender referral tool where you can look up lenders that are approved in the program.
And what was that again?
Homeatlastnv.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a short video of happy homeowners. What was that?
Yes, it's a great spot that features some of our real life Home at Last, our homeownership program home buyers. One family in here is from Winnemucca, and the other lives in Mina.
Do we have that video?
Think homeownership wasn't made for you? Well, think again. Nevada Rural Housing has new programs to help rural Nevadans who never thought homeownership was within their reach. Forgivable down payment assistance options paired with low fixed rates on 30-year mortgages. And tax credits to help boost your qualifying income. There are more options for affordable homeownership than most home buyers realize. Visit homeatlastnv.org to review income limits and eligibility requirements. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
Yeah. It's great to have folks who have actually used the program talk about the program and how it really helped them achieve homeownership. We know that folks who are paying their rent, who afford their rent, oftentimes purchasing a home, the mortgage can be less than rent, especially with the high price of rent these days. But the hurdle is down payment. They make enough money to pay their rent or a mortgage, but not a lot of extra to save for a down payment. And that's where a program like ours really comes in to help.
Yes, you could use all the help you can get nowadays.
Yes.
So this is going to go on until November
November 28th. And there is opportunity to potentially extend the program if there's funding left over.
Okay.
That's a request that we'll make from the County Commission. But with the success of the program, we're not entirely sure that that'll be necessary, but we'll seek it just in case that there's any funding left over. Because like I said, we don't want any of it to go to waste.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we have the one article that I picked up that was from Robin at the Plum Valley Times from June 16th of this year. And then did you have an email or URL?
Yeah, that's my direct phone number there.
Uh-oh.
775-600-5951. And you can get in touch with me at kevin@nvrule.org. And I will be happy to answer any questions you have. The great thing, I think, with our program, too, is that we provide this down payment assistance. We provide free home buyer education that's required to participate in the course, but there's no charge, or participate in the program, but there's no charge for that, because we want home buyers to be really comfortable and knowledgeable about the process and all that it takes to own a home. But with that in mind, there's no application directly with us. We rely on all of our local lenders who take a buyer's application to qualify for the mortgage. The loan officer will qualify them for the program and walk them through the entire process from pre-qualification to closing. So there's no separate applications, no additional paperwork. And anyone that uses our program, the loan doesn't take any longer to close. So typical closing, 30 to 45 days, still completely achievable within our program. So nothing additional outside of the home buyer education, and then of course meeting the qualifications of the program and then of the loan type that your loan officer decides is best.
So another way to get a leg up on a better way of life. And I thank you for telling us about the ARPA funds and our commissioners for making this available until November what?
November 28th.
At the least.
Yes, at the least.
So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
I appreciate you watching and you coming. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. I'll be here, I think. Goodbye.